Work smarter, not harder. That could be the mantra for generators. So welcome back to Next Level Consciousness. Today we will dive into the exciting energy type of generators. So if you don't know your human design yet, I encourage you to look up your design for free on the link below. You just need to know your birth time. We'll dive into generators shortly. Just a quick note on human design. It is a system for self-awareness, for understanding yourself better. And that is basically your energetic DNA. It's super accurate. I am a human design reader. I've done over 150 readings at this point. Some clients have told me, you know me better than my husband does. That just speaks to the accuracy of the system, maybe also to the relationship. But human design, there are over 2 billion combinations, and that can sound incredibly complex, but you can get so much value just from knowing your energy type. And the energy type is often the first thing that you know in human design, so I usually say that that's like your sun sign in astrology. Even people who don't know a lot about astrology probably know that I am a Leo or I am a Cancer. And I invite you, if you're new to human design, to learn about your energy type first. So what is a generator? Generators are the most common energy type. About 37% of the population worldwide are manifestors, or about 70% if you count generators and manifesting generators as the same type. I've chosen to separate them, but the thing that characterizes generators and also manifesting generators is that they have a lot of energy to work sustainably. And this can be a curse or a blessing depending on how you use it. So each energy type has a specific role when it comes to co-creating the new world, heaven and earth, the era that we are moving into. And generators are here to be the builders. That is what they are called traditionally in human designs. I prefer to see it as generators are here to spread the good vibes, doing what they love. Because that is the key thing for generators. Yes, generators have more energy to work for sustained hours, for long periods of time, every day. So this is one of the more linear energies that we see in human design. If you watched yesterday's video, it was about manifestor. It's a very unpredictable and non-linear energy when it comes to be productive, to perform. However, generators are more stable, so they can thrive within a 9-to-5 work. And this is because generators had a gift of being able to produce their own fuel for work. Energy, life force, prana. So as a generator, you have an inner engine that you can use every day to get things done. But the key thing is really the doing what you love part. So the way that you supercharge your engine and that you optimize your engine to have it work at its maximum capacity and have you feel like you are in a flow of life, that you are not overusing energy, but that everything just feels good to you, is by doing the things that you love. So when you as a generator do things that you love, it's like you are lighting a piece of wood or paper and it's gonna burn. Okay, this didn't want to collaborate, but you get my point. However, if you are doing things that you don't like, you don't enjoy, it's like trying to put a stone on fire. It just doesn't work. There are no flames, there is no fire. Generators have a lot of energy. You need to be more active than the other energy types. But the thing is that it doesn't need to be productive. You don't need to always be working 24/7. That is a trap that many generators fall into. They can get into positions of working a lot for little pay or doing the work that no one else wants to do because they have more energy than others. But with time, that will still lead to burnout if it's something that they don't enjoy. So the way that generators get burned out is not by working too many hours more often than not, because they have a lot of energy to work, to be active, to be in the doing rather than being, but it is rather by focusing those working hours on things that they don't enjoy. Because slowly with time, when the generator is working with things they don't like, they will lose energy. They will lose the efficiency of their inner engine to generate life force. So my number one tip for you as a generator is to do what you love. Do what lights you up for yourself, but also for humanity. Because the gift that you have as a generator is that when you are working on the things you love, you create an overflow of energy, an abundance, more energy than you can use. And that way, The people who are not generators, such as myself, for example, we can borrow that energy and we can use that when we need to get things done. And that is why I, for example, when I am just on my own, sometimes I don't have so much energy at all to get things done. But as soon as I just get and I am at a cafe, a co-working space, I am surrounded by people, I get energized. And this is purely mechanical. It is because I can take in and amplify the energy of the generators. But the generators won't have this overflow of energy if they are in hustling mode and they are just working on things they don't really enjoy. So it's so important as a generator to be true to yourself. This is often the hard thing. And the way that you access your truth is to listen to your gut instincts, your gut feeling. Because as a generator, you are biologically wired to have a very strong gut feeling. And this is a very physical feeling. And this shows itself as a physical reaction when you are presented an option or an ID. And we can see, if you watched yesterday's video on manifestors are just here to get IDs and to share those IDs with the world, to initiate those IDs. So more likely than not, you can get an ID from a manifestor in some way. But when you get presented with an ID, it can be for a work or project, but it can also be for an activity, maybe to go on a trip, something to eat for dinner. In all situations in life, really, feel into your gut and not your head. The answer for you is in your body, not in your mind. That is so important to you. And this can be a big challenge for you as a generator, because we're so conditioned to always listen to the head, to what is logical, to what makes sense. But that is not true for you as a generator, because your truth doesn't come from your head. It comes from this gut response. And how does this work? Well, on a mechanical level, when you are presented with something to do, you will feel a physical reaction in your body that answers the question, do I have energy to allocate to this thing? Yes or no? And you can literally feel this as an opening. You can feel like excitement, energy running through your body if it's a yes. And if it's a no, you can feel either just neutral, you can feel a contraction, or even like you physically want to back off, take a step back. Trust that feeling. At least set the intention that you want to connect to it more and more, because that is gonna make your life so much easier. You're gonna be so much more in the flow. You're gonna feel so much less of your not self theme, which is frustration. Not self theme is the feeling you feel when you are out of alignment with your design. And for my generators, it is frustration. So if you experience a lot of frustration right now, that is actually good news, because it is telling you like, hey, you are not really on the right path. And it is inviting you to look at, okay, how can I live more in alignment with my truth? Which for you translate into, how can I do more of the things that light me up? Okay, so frustration is your not self theme. Your signature theme, which means that you are in alignment, you are in the flow with life, is satisfaction. So if you feel a lot of satisfaction, it's probably because you have consciously or unconsciously followed your gut instinct. Follow this innate yes and no that lives in your body and not in your head. And many generators I have spoken to, I have done readings for a lot of generators and talked to a lot of generators. They say that they're very familiar with this, whether or not they have done a lot of personal development, because it is a very physical reaction. It's linked to your diaphragm muscle. And you are also designed to emit sounds. If you are presented with an ID that you like, you are making a sound like, an affirmative sound. But if you are presented with something you don't like, you probably make a sound like, But some of us have been conditioned that, okay, it is not so polite maybe to make the negative sounds. So some generators are disconnected from this, and they have learned not to make any sounds, but to stay silent. But those instinctual sounds can also be guidance. So set the intention to reconnect to them if you don't recognize them already, because they will guide you to what is a yes and what is a no. And a challenge with this is often that we are so conditioned to listen to others and to take guidance from the outside. For example, let's say that you are presented with a new job opportunity And this is something that looks good on paper. It would look very good on your CV. Maybe your family, your friends tell you that, oh, but this is a high status job. It's well paid. Just take it. But your gut instinct is saying, nah, it doesn't feel that exciting. You feel like a contraction. You feel maybe your stomach is even getting a little tight when you think of taking the job. The right answer, according to your design, your human design, is to say no, even if it doesn't make sense. And here's where many generators get tripped up, because it is scary. Humans want uncertainty, and it can be so scary to go against what makes sense and what everyone else is telling you. Go against all the things that come from the outside that tell you that this is the perfect opportunity for you. This is, of course, a yes, when your inner guidance says, no, it's actually a no. And the other way around, of course. Maybe you get an offer, maybe you get an opportunity to move to another country or whatever. And it seems risky, and people tell you that you shouldn't do it, and there is so much to lose, and what if this, and what if that? But you feel this excitement inside of you. You feel sparkling energy. You feel a yes in your body. Then the right option is to say yes, even though it doesn't make sense. So I really want to hammer this home for you as a generator, because the shadow for a generator can often be that you fall into people pleasing and you want to put everyone ahead of you. You're used to listen to everyone's advice but your own. And that is a way to get into frustration and feeling like, oh, I should have listened to myself. And you find yourself in circles where you are reliving the same situation over and over, just with different people or external circumstances. Because you need to learn to listen to yourself. That is one of the main soul lessons for you as a generator. Listen to your gut. Listen to your inner guidance. And if you listen to this, you are a generator, but you feel like, I don't recognize that gut feeling. It is probably because you have been so disconnected from that and numb from that. But it is within you. So my tip for you is to reconnect with your gut instinct. And to train yourself to listen to it in small situations. For example, when you make decisions on what to eat for dinner, and not to, should I say yes or no to this work, or should I enter this relationship or not? That comes over time, because this inner guidance is something that you will build like a muscle over time. Then to add to the complexity, if you have something called emotional authority in your chart, then you can't really listen to these gut instincts in the moment for bigger decisions, because your emotions can color your decisions. But if you don't have emotional authority, you always know the answer to everything in the moment. So that's very practical for you. You literally have the easiest human design that exists if you are a generator and you don't have emotional authority, because you always know the answer in the moment. Is it a yes? Is it a no? And then you can go with it. The challenge is often to trust this, because we are used to, but decisions need to be so complicated, we need to take in so many opinions and factors and write plus and minus lists, but that's not for you. However, if you are a generator with emotional authority, you need to wait over time, at least 24 hours, and see, do I get the same gut response as 24 hours prior? Then you have the answer. And this thing with listening to your gut instinct is your strategy, which is called to respond. Another helpful tip for you as a generator is that you make decisions the easiest when you have options. So you can tell the people around you that if you ask me a question, it's easier for me to decide if you give me options. So instead of asking open questions like, what do you want for dinner? They can ask you, do you want Thai food or tacos for dinner? It's going to be so much easier for you to feel, okay, what of those options? Which one gave me this visceral reaction, like this bodily reaction? Because remember, you are designed to move through life through responding, through allowing yourself to have this physical reaction to the world around you. So if you get an open-ended question, there is nothing to respond to, and you can feel overwhelmed or you can get indecisive. So that is my tip for you. Start playing with giving yourself options and tell the people in your life to give you options when you need to make a decision. And life is gonna get so much easier. And if you watch the video for manifestors, I mentioned that each energy type has its own aura. The aura for generators are open and inviting. It is welcoming. And that means that it comes very naturally for you to make people feel good around you. People will naturally, on an energetic, on a mechanical level, just feel good when they are around you. But the shadow side with this is that you can tend to fall into people pleasing and feel like it is your responsibility to take care of others, to make other people feel good, and that you can fall into putting everyone ahead of yourself. So this is something to watch out for as a generator. Remember, the gift that you give to others are first and foremost energetic. It is that when you are doing the things that truly light you up, that you really love, you are going to generate this overflow of energy. And this will make such a positive difference in the world. So thank you so much for hanging out here with me today. I truly appreciate you. If you got any value from this video, please hit the thumb up so that more humans can learn about our amazing generators. And I see you in the next one.